Welcome everyone to another special playthrough of me. This is a game made by a company called CyberConnect
Capcom?
2. It's the publisher. The CyberConnect 2, which is mostly famous for making the Dota games and sadly more recently the Naruto fighting games. And this is a project Capcom had in mind for some time, but they never truly realized. So they asked this company in particular and the animator of the Dragon Ball anime, I think. I forgot its name. This is called Asura's Wrath. It has been infamous around because it came around at the worst time possible. Capcom was facing a lot of problems back then, and this game has a lot of controversy on it. As you can see, you can also select dual audio, but I'm staying English voice acting since it's good enough. I'm
don't
only
forget,
showing out.
there's...
Yes, Jova?
Don't forget, this game was also one of the games that started to herald a new practice involving endings in a video game.
That's a huge topic.
Granted,
when will be the time? I will just tell. For now, the setting. This is taking huge inspiration from both Buddhism and Hinduism religion. Things that were treated very rarely before in video games, so it was really refreshing for the time. However, the execution was a bit weird because they decided to go for an approach similar in three phases.
Discount Paramount logo.
Yeah. Basically shoot 'em up sections, beat 'em up sections, and quick time events. Anyway, intro. The foul impure beasts that roam the land, the Gohma. In order to save civilization from the never-ending threat, the demigods who govern the world create an ultimate weapon, blah blah blah. The religions are led by 8 elite demigods, 8 guardian generals, one of them, General Asura, was in the thick of a battle. So yeah, but be prepared, because this game is really crazy in taking the source material and doing whatever they want, because we literally start in space with spaceships.
Yeah. Let's just say this is the kind of game that would make Suda51 cry in jealousy at how insane it is.
It takes elements from, craziness from Platinum Games, Suda51, even some bits of Kojima's weirdness.
Didn't we just see the title screen?
Oh, trust me, Dweebs, it's gonna show up a lot of times.
Why do we have 2 title screens?
Actually, because one of the things of the style of this game, the Dweebs, is that this game takes the approach of an anime series. Each chapter, quote unquote, is treated as an episode. The parts I've recorded are specifically made for each episode. It's treated like from a full-on TV series, including actual commercial breaks. Not commercial, but at least the we return after these messages thing. And at each not in each episode, but a lot of times the title shows up. You get credits here and there and stuff like that. Anyway, this is the very first section. It's and one of the other things you notice immediately is that this game has a fuck ton of references to a lot of other products, but mostly to other Capcom games. Mostly, there are huge throwbacks to the old era of both beat 'em ups and shoot 'em ups, like Strider, Bionic Commando, Legendary Wings, and stuff like that. But also to other stuff, and yes, that it also includes Ace Attorney for Jova's Delight, even though it's only a small one.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, granted, I knew about this game long before I got into the Ace Attorney thing.
Anyway,
but
as you can see, we're controlling now. Asura is one of the 3 main sections of how the game is divided. This is a shoot 'em up. Basically, the idea is free fall, shoot everything that moves. The enemies, as you can see, are called the Gohmas, which are these creatures that are made of lava and assumes the shape of different animals.
Those don't look at all like the Gohmas from Legend of Zelda.
No,
0 out of 10.
As you can see, the gameplay is spiced up, and the QTEs in this game works in tandem with the cutscene. Namely, they first made the cutscene and then they adjusted the QTEs in order to match what's going on. And that's where their gigantic weapon, the Karma Fortress. And the great thing is how the camera pans out and shows how very huge it is compared to the other airships. And here's the thing, drawing inspiration from Hinduism, which means that these demigods, we'll get their backstory later on, but basically these demigods are not cyborgs, but half human, half machines. They have machine parts, kind of like Mega Man, sort of. And they function...
Only more humanistic than the...
Yeah, they literally function with prayers. The prayers of the people on Earth actually do something and give them powers through this energy they just simply call mantra, which is actually taken from Buddhism and Hinduism. This is actually the leader of the demigods, the emperor, is called Emperor Strada, whatever. It's not really important, don't worry. Basically, the mantra is channeled through this fortress and through a priestess, which is this girl, Mithra, and then it's channeled through the demigods, and they both give them power and heals them if they fall. So they basically can rush into battles and whatever the fuck they want.
Are they gonna survive re-entry?
Now you know why prayers have a purpose in this game.
Dreams, they are already breathing in space. I don't think they don't really care about, falling into the... Actually, that reminds me, there are a lot of things where characters are falling through the atmosphere and not having damage. So, again, Dreams, this is a game where the fun takes away a lot of the logic. It's one of the things where you literally have to disconnect your brains a lot of times. So, but not necessarily in a bad way, because the fun is actually worth it, and then the awesome factors and everything.
And a lot of the stuff can be handled by the fact that he's a demigod. This is just the start of the game.
We're having this in a lot of other games could be the climax or anything. This is just the starting point. Believe me, it gets even crazier.
I was looking through the voice cast for this game. It's interesting how I haven't heard of half of them, but I have heard of the other half.
It used some known voice actors, but for others they just asked someone. And here we're showing pretty much the other generals. That one was for Wizen, this one is called August, which is actually Asura's mentor, basically the one who trained him.
Right.
And he's a literal blood knight. To him, fighting is everything. He doesn't really give a single shit about everything else.
I love how
especially important later on.
I love how the music's totally unfitting.
This is the character you'll be voicing, Pedro. He's called Yasha, and he's actually voiced by Robin Atkin-Dawes.
Really?
Yes. And you can clearly see every time
they played us like a damn battle!
He actually works, he's basically Asura's best friend, and they have a sort of relationship just like Mega Man and Proto Man have in the classic Mega Man continuity.
If I had to hear this voice,
she's just basically boosting their morals.
Yeah, but honestly, if I had to hear this while I was trying to fight for my life, I just wanted to...
Well, that's because...
That's because it's meant to build up a somber moment.
Yeah, that's for your beliefs and everything. You have your own belief and everything. This is basically this presetting takes an entire culture with their own beliefs. Basically, that's how it works, pretty much. It's like in Azure Legacy, where the entire cult of I forgot the village, Hoogland. No, the Wind Valley thing.
Yeah, Hoogland.
Yeah, Hoogland works with their Wind God. It was stupid, but that's how they rolled for so many years. And as you will see in this game, their beliefs is not entirely pure, but it will come in time. For now, just enjoy this, craziness.
Also, gonna warn you right now, do not do a drinking game for whenever you have to mash a button.
Yes.
Gonna tell you right now, because mashing in this button is as common as jumping in a Mario game.
This is one of those generals that prefers to stay behind, actually fight. He's called Sergei, and believe it or not, he's actually voiced by Steve Blum. I didn't recognize him at all.
Yeah.
These Dweebs you'll be voicing. This one is called I forgot. Maybe we'll show the title. He's basically he's your classic General Karloff. There you go. Another reference to old Capcom games. A lot of the characters had Russian names.
Oh,
So, do I get to be Sergey?
Sure, why not? You also get to be Olga because she's a classic, female with supposed, not even strong personality, but strong voice and everything.
My strategies are flawless.
Uh-huh.
There is no need for us to
Actually, okay, is that the guy voiced by Steve Blum?
Steve Blum is the guy who voices the Kuja-like guy.
Ah, okay.
Sergey.
Yeah. And not necessarily the leader, but basically the guy who has most brain is this one called Deus, and he's literally like Zeus from God of War. We didn't even try to hide that.
The what?
Oh, goody, the Brahmastra. That's supposed to be an incredibly peaceful thing in usual Buddhism, but here...
Yeah, here is a giant cannon. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
It's a laser,
So that's pretty
giant
much the
laser
opposite of
cannon.
what it originally is. You see, the Buddhists were truly hiding their deep, dark purposes. Behind that peaceful facade was all war!
War.
Also, don't worry about the music giving a Sonic Adventure 2 vibe by overshadowing the voice acting. It gets better later on.
Commander.
Hear me now. Let this blast herald the coming of a new world order.
Yeah,
Wait,
New World Order. That always goes smoothly.
Hang on. No. If it was a New World Order, it would be led by Hulk Hogan.
Laser!
Well,
Laser!
Very good. Basically, the Gohmas are your generic mindless villains that apparently are roaming the Earth from a long time. They will explain even that later on. And the Demigods are in perpetual war with them. However, they keep coming, and let's just say that the Gohmas have a leader on their own.
Serious we are about winning. Behold
so this is what led to the new continuity for Breath of the Wild.
And then we guess the Earth.
There you go. Yeah, basically the Gohmas are manifestation of the Earth's core. It's weird.
I don't... What?
And this is their leader. This is
Are you weirded
literally-
out, Pedro?
This is called Glitra. It's basically a giant monster born from the core, and it's game-breaking. Just look. And yes, we have to actually get to fight this thing.
You know, demigods, just because you're demigods doesn't mean you always make the right decision. Case in point.
And yes, those are the commercial breaks. We basically
No,
fragment
if it were-
the episodes
No,
into two.
if it were a true commercial break, it would annoyingly say the title of the show as well. Asura's Wrath. Yeah, gee, thanks. I totally forgot what game or show I was playing / watching.
Well, thankfully this is not voiced by 4Kids, Dweebs.
No. Even some of the other companies do that as well, like in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Every time they cut to a screenshot, they go, Full Metal Alchemist.
I guess that's all.
And the main reason for that is just in case you tune in to TV and there's a commercial break going on, and then when the commercial break ends, you at least
we have electronic programming guides for that now.
Well, remember, but those animes were made back in the day when that wasn't a thing.
Alright, so now we have to fight our way through Glitra, which thankfully is not paying too much attention to us, because remember, it's, game breaking.
Yeah, for a second I thought I was going to go into the Lord of the Rings theme.
I forgot who's the composer of this game. Let me check. I don't think it's... basically, they used both... not a mixture, but soundtracks use metal themes, like electric guitar, bass and everything. And while others are fully orchestrated with choir and everything. The composer is called...
the composer was someone named...
Chikako Fukuda.
Chikale.
Don't remember who he is. Let me check. Yay, it's
Oh,
fine.
he's a composer from Naruto.
Oh, so it's a staple for from CyberConnect too. Okay.
Oh, and it's not a he, it's a she.
Okay.
Oh, yay, I'm not the only one who
let's
gets
see, she
Japanese
did some
gender
Naruto-
names confused.
Well-
Oh! Okay. She also did some dot hack games. She did Dot Hack Beyond World, Dot
Yeah.
Hack Link, Dot Hack GU Trilogy. Yeah. Tail Concerto, and yeah.
Oh, he's her father. Okay.
Yep. Asura is actually your father, and it's not just it's not the last revelations about the relationship between these characters. So yeah, basically now she's using the mantra power to fully heal them.
I guess I'm gonna have to wait a bit before the settings actually explained.
Yeah, it's gonna happen either at the end of this chapter or at the beginning of the next one. Don't worry. Oh, and guess what? Azura's wife is actually voiced by Tara Strong. And here's basically
course,
the main
when it's
gimmick. Azura's can mutate its form into different things because he's a special one. While the other demigods can use the power of mantra that's nested into them, they have a specific kind of mantra which reflects similar stuff to the seven deadly sins, gluttony, wrath, and stuff like that. Asura's own mantra, which is obviously the wrath one, doesn't properly work because he's too brash-headed. However, it permits to him to assume these different forms where he uses differently, grows different arms and everything. So again, now we're taking directly Bleatra off, and even though it's not shown here, the main gimmick of how the gameplay works is that, unlike in other games where normally on these sections you have the enemy health bar which you have to deplete, here it's kind of the reverse. You have a burst bar which you have to fill by damaging the enemy, and when it happens, basically you activated the next event or Q time event that concludes the fight. Not so easy. You wish.
Good, because I'm already exhausted, and this is only the first part.
Dwibs. Do not underestimate this game. I wasn't kidding a bit when I said this puts Suda51's madness to shame.
I can actually see that actually, despite being the
laser.
beginning. Because even Suda51 usually at least establishes his setting first before going into the madness.
Yeah, it's like, well, don't get me wrong. I mean, it will establish the setting, but practically pretty much 95% of this game is a wild ride.
And here's the thing, well, Bleatra is not dead, but basically Asura managed to make him retreat. So that, at least in the Demigods book, it's still a good thing, but Asura is grumpy and doesn't like it. I want to kill him, stuff like that.
We have suffered more casualties than ever, but it will not be back for a while. You should rest.
What the fuck is that?
These are the Demigods servants, which are pretty much robots.
So I guess the Azrans were just taking inspiration from the Buddha demigods.
Also, discount Maya. Ding!
Oh,
Yeah.
Dreams, you don't even know.
Guardian generals is invincible! May Shinkoku prosper in everlasting glory!
Yay!
Oh my god, they are the Azran. They're just as stupid, too.
Oh,
And
you have
dickish.
well, Joe, I already know, but yeah, you have no idea. Did I mention I'm evil? Ah!
Whoa.
Seriously, there's no
Episode
fucking
4.
subtlety in this game. And here you
To
go.
be continued!
So that
But
was
it's not
episode
actu-
1.
It's not actually over. After the results screen, there are two things. One, which is a written, not voiced, segment that serves to establish more the characters and everything, and then a very small preview for the next episode. So there's that.
It's literally like a TV show.
Yep. Alright, we go. Dweebs, you'll be Deus, and Carlo. Karma Fortress, blah blah blah.
I'm not.
And here's another thing, you can actually tilt the camera to see the entirety of the artwork. There will be surprises in future ones.
Yep.
Congratulations, Commander. We have once again succeeded in suppressing whatever.
Is this me?
No, it was still Dweebs.
That means nothing.
Remember,
Retirement
Dweebs
will
is
be
voicing
back.
Deus
And
because he's
posing
the
even
dick.
Vira, that vile
Mitra.
beast. Destroying it will be more troublesome than I had anticipated.
Think of him as an evil
And
judge.
who would have thought that alien Asura would be the one to quell it? He even managed to outperform Argus.
Who's August?
He's only named after.
the guy which the
This
guy
was
that I
only
mentioned, the
possible
Blood
because
Knight,
he had the
he
aid of the
established
priestess.
Pedro.
And she's having a nap time.
Yes.
Ah, yes, his daughter, Mithira. We might very well owe our victory solely to her. The priestess proved to be more useful than Emperor Strata himself.
Before it was actually the Emperor who channeled the man.
Perhaps I have said too much. Harnessing her power will be a vital step in achieving our cause.
Will it?
Indeed, her ability to amplify mantra is quite remarkable. You would never guess that mindless brute to be her father.
True, yeah.
So let me get to...
I suggest we intervene for the priestess's sake. He is a potential danger to our plans. Not just yet. He can still be useful to us.
Oh, yes, he can. And also you can see who's the illustrator for this segment is...
For now, we must concentrate on completing the Karma Fortress, as well as finding a more efficient way of accumulating mantra. Without that... Rest assured, Commander, I have already devised a plan for it all, including the priestess.
Remember, Karloff is all about strategy.
Very well. Proceed as planned. Failure is not an option.
And now preview.
Right.
Priestess Mithra lent her power to the Shinkoku army.
And now music from Shenmue. I
rejoiced at the victory over Vlitra. But this time of celebration did not last. For in the shadows of victory, the wheels of betrayal had already
Betrayal.
been set in motion. One that would
Betray.
shake the
Betrayal.
foundation of Shinkoku.
Betray. Let me guess. The
Oh
traitor.
yeah, tuning in for the next episode.
Let me
Yeah.
guess. The traitor is the priestess.
You will see, Dweebs, don't worry.
See you
Yeah.
next time.
yeah, everybody.
So yeah.